14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Welcome into episode 37 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM and Willimantic Today Facebook, brought to you by the fine folks at Liberty Bank B Community Kind with three great local locations. West Main Street, Willimantic, over there in Gateway Commons. I think I know the manager over there, my wife, Mary Ann Garconi. I better know the manager over there. And of course, across the street from the radio station, 679 Main Street, Willimantic. Hello to Angela Smart and her crew. And Route 195 in Mansfield, new manager up there, Patrick. Hello to Patrick and everyone at Liberty Bank. Thank you so much. Liberty Bank B Community Kind. J. Matt Rupar, if you wouldn't mind, say hello to the fine folks.
Hello.
Thank you to J. Matt Rupar, everyone at Willimantic Today, and everyone that makes this show go every Tuesday on the radio, 5:05 to 5:30 on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM, and of course throughout the week on Willimantic Today Facebook. We're going way back here on for episode 37. A guy I've known since second grade. It's a pleasure to bring in the new Columbia Fire Chief, Scott Haddad.
Good afternoon.
He used to be Scotty back in the day. Now, God, I feel so old. I have to call him Scott now. Or should I call you Chief?
No, Scott is fine. Yeah,
He's got his Chief Haddad shirt on.
Yeah, the Chief Haddad shirt.
So this is like breaking news. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was July of this year.
July, yep.
Yeah.
And now for the we're going to go way back as we usually do in Hometown Threads with all our guests. But I got to ask you this. How long have you been with the Columbia Fire Department?
It's I'm in my 27th year.
27 years.
27 years. Yeah.
And how many, before you became chief, you're always, they say second in command, right?
Yep.
What's that title again?
Yeah, second in command is deputy chief. I was there for 3 years,
Okay.
and then I was assistant chief before that for 11 years.
Was this always a goal to become chief?
Not really.
Because I remember you telling me that. I wanted to check with you. Because I remember a few years back, and I know it's a huge honor, but I remember you saying, I'm not sure if I want to be chief.
Yeah, not sure because it's a huge time commitment. There's a lot of responsibility. It's just and things are different now. And when my kids were growing up, to be able to give that commitment to what it takes to be chief, it wasn't a goal back then. Just the way things happen to work out right now, where I am in life, and how our fire department is doing. Great fire department over there in Columbia. And I'm just truly honored to be able to lead the men and women of that fire department.
Yeah, I'm sure you have obviously lots of help too.
Yeah, we can't do it alone, for sure. That's something I did want to talk about, going forward is help and volunteerism in the fire department. It's getting harder.
And we're later in the show, of course, we're definitely I want you to shout out and give love to all the people that you work closely with and people that make that fire department go for years as well. But now, who took your spot as deputy chief?
Jeff Lewis.
Okay.
Yep. Jeff Lewis was behind me as the assistant chief, and we both moved up a spot. Replaced Chief Steve Postemski, who's still around and still involved. Very good leadership, very great guy, good friend of mine. So we're making sure he stays around and stays involved. He has some different things going on in his life, new baby, things like that, and it takes a lot of time, like I said, away from the family to be able to do this.
Did you feel this opportunity coming? Did you know it was going to happen eventually? Like, tell us how they pulled you aside and say, Scott, we'd like you to be chief, or how'd that all go?
No, we had meetings. I had meetings with the past chief, Chief Postemski, with Jeff, and we talked about it and just trying to find the direction of the fire department and where we're going. And at this time, we just decided that it was a good time for me to take a turn. Like I said, and lead such a great department. From the 27 years I've been there, I started in 1996, and I received my EMT in 1997. So most of what we do is ambulance calls. But throughout those years of being there, I worked my way up through the ranks, from lieutenant to captain to assistant chief, behind Chief Starkell, and then I was deputy chief behind Chief Postemski.
Is this something you knew? You said you started in 96. When you walked through those doors in 1996, did you think this was going to go this long? Or were there times going, this is good for now? I think I want to do this, though, after.
Right. It always seemed to be a part of who I am, public safety. My father was a Willimantic police officer back in the 70s. until unfortunately he was directing traffic at a fire on Jackson Street and got hit by a car. So he shortly after that had to retire from being a police officer. But it just seems that it's been always ingrained in my blood. So from him waking us up when we were young, taking us to fires in Willimantic, to just when we moved out to Phoenix for the short time during high school. Yep. After 1986, after Kramer, I went out to Phoenix, Arizona for 4 years through high school, and I spent a lot of time at the Phoenix Fire Department out there.
So you spent time out doing at the fire department in Phoenix?
Just hanging out. I was under 18 years old,
Yeah.
but my next door neighbor was on the Phoenix Fire Department, and I went there every 3 days and hung out and went on
Cool.
some calls and things, and had a really great time. He was a big influence in my life.
I'll never forget when this guy moved out west, because as you said, it was right before Kramer, right?
Right after Kramer.
Oh, right after
Kramer,
Kramer.
1986.
So when the news came down that, because news travels fast around here, and Scott Haddad and his family were moving to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm like, what? Come on, Scott. We were heartbroken around here.
Yeah.
And it was the best news. We found out you would come back, was it 4 years later?
1990.
Yeah, he came back
after
4
high
years
school.
later. And he's back, and he's back for good. It was just great. And then we have a lot of mutual friends, of course, growing up together. And now let's just, we're with Scott Haddad here, the new Columbia Fire Chief here on Hometown Threads, episode 37 on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM, and Willimantic Today Facebook, brought to you by Liberty Bank. Be community kind. I forgot to put that one up there. So let's, as we usually do with all our guests, let's go way back, and you and I certainly go way back.
How far do you want to go back? When was the last time we were in the studio together?
See, he brought this up before the show, and oh my God, I was going to start with St. Mary St. Joseph, which I know we'll touch on that, but we were in the studio together. Okay, go ahead.
We were at your house, I think, just probably playing wiffle ball. And then your dad wanted to come down to the station, which was further down on Main Street.
948, we're Stone Row Kitchen and Bar.
And then he asked us if we wanted to he asked if we wanted to record a commercial. And we both did a spot, same spot, but for Brand Travel.
Oh my God, that's right. Wow.
Yeah.
I really don't remember that.
That was a long time ago. I don't even know how
It was
old
me
we
and you
were. I'm
doing
not
a-
good with dates. I did one, you did one, and they both played on the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, look at
For Brand
that.
Travel, but-
I'm sure my father may have that in the archive somewhere, but
Yeah, I don't know.
to try and cassettes,
be on an old
and
reel-to-reel or
reel-to-reels.
something, yeah.
The younger, probably like your kids, who I know Jonathan's a big fan of the show. Your oldest son,
Yep.
Jonathan, we'll get to him too, because he's kind of following in your footsteps.
For sure.
Does Jonathan know what a cassette or reel-to-reel? He's in that
I'm sure he
generation.
does, yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty
Yeah.
bright kid. But anyway, so let's go way back. And when I go way back, I was thinking about this earlier today. Second grade is, I think, when we met over at St. Mary St. Joseph School.
Yeah.
Which, again, I've said this
Sister
before.
Thomas More.
Sister Thomas More.
More, yeah.
We hope someday that school reopens. That's a whole other story. But we went through St. Mary St. Joseph's. I think the same 2nd through 6th, right? Because
Correct.
then you went to.
And then I went to Kramer.
But because I think you were going to Kramer, and probably a few others, you were probably the main reason, because you and I were like best friends in St. Mary's St. Joseph School, wearing our uniforms and
Yeah.
all that. I think you were one of the main reasons why I went to my parents that summer after 6th grade. No disrespect to the education, the
Right.
people we met over there. Great long-lasting friendships as well, and people we still connect with on Facebook every now and then. But I remember going home to my parents that summer, going, "Can I please go to Kramer, please?"
Yeah.
They let me go to Kramer, and you know what? It wasn't St. Mary's St. Joseph.
Right. We had a good time there, too.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
There were fights every day. No, anyway. But so we went on to Kramer, but I think, and then you eventually went on to Phoenix.
Yep.
So,
Well, my grandmother worked at Kramer, too.
That's
in
right.
The library.
Wow, the library, yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Prue.
You got any memories from Kramer before you bolted out to Phoenix?
Not a lot, Kramer was a tough time. Unfortunately, that's when my dad passed away in 1983. So there was a lot of changes and a lot of things going on. Big family, the Haddad family. So we had a lot of support. But then Mom ended up remarrying, and we moved to Phoenix for a few years until 1990. So no regrets. Everything worked out great. We're in a great place, going forward. Met Becky in 1992.
That's right, your wife Becky. Tell us how
back.
you guys met.
Yeah, met Becky just from hanging out in Willimantic, basically, at the Whole Donut.
That's right. I was going to say, was it the Whole Donut?
I worked at the Whole Donut.
Yeah.
She came in. Yeah, I met Becky. That was 1992. Our 26th year wedding anniversary is next Wednesday.
Is it?
So,
Wow.
26 years from 1997.
Well, happy
when we
early
got married.
26.
Thank you.
You gonna go back to the Dunkin' Donuts in West Main where the whole donut was, and stay on the parking lot? Go, this is where it all started.
Yeah. No, I proposed to her out at the Eagleville Dam, so maybe we'll go there. We're not going to go back to the to the whole donut.
Well, very nice, the Eagleville Dam. So happy early 26th.
Thank you.
So one more question about Phoenix. Did you like it out? Well, Phoenix. I mean, it's beautiful out there. I've been out there a couple times when my cousin lived out there.
Yeah.
At any point, did you miss Connecticut?
For sure. Yeah.
Back here.
Missed family and friends. But as far as the experience out in Phoenix, it was great. It's just beautiful out there, nice and warm.
Yeah.
Ride a motorcycle all year round.
And I hear it's dry heat. Everyone always
20
says
degrees is 120 degrees.
I know.
It doesn't matter if it's dry or stick your head in an oven, you'll know it's hot. But yeah, we had a good time out there. But realistically, the family and friends are what bring you back home, and that's why we ended up back here living with my grandparents on Echo Drive for a while, and they were great. They were great to me as well. So.
That was a huge thrill. First of all, it broke our heart when Scott was leaving. But when I found out he's coming back, it might have been our mutual friend Matt, who he must have found ours. I think that's how he came to me one day and said, guess who's moving back? Yeah. I'm like, yes, Scott's moving back.
Yeah,
so
we're in communication.
Yeah, that was great. So okay, so you now you have two sons, Jonathan and
Jonathan and Nicholas.
Tell us about Jonathan and Nicholas.
Yeah, Jonathan Nicholas. Jonathan's 22 years old. He's going to UConn. And he just recently, last year, got hired at the Willimantic Fire Department full-time.
Yes, he's doing very well there.
Yeah, he's doing very well. Very smart guy. We're excited to see where he ends up with his journey.
Now, does he kind of want to do what you're doing? Does he want to stay within the fire department, or is he kind of, this is fun, but...
No, he's wanted to be a fireman ever since day one, he told us.
Oh, that's got to make you feel, that's got to make you really proud.
It's great. It's a great career. It's not the career I chose as a career. We can get into that, but it is a great career for people. Somebody like him starting out at 22 years old, he can retire at 46, which kind of makes me a little jealous.
Oh, very jealous. Oh my goodness.
And then go on to something else after that. So he's setting himself up pretty good.
Yeah, good for him.
Nick is 19 years old, and he's a full-time student at UConn as well. He goes to UConn Hartford.
Okay. What's he want to do?
He's not sure. No, he does not have the... he joined the Columbia Fire Department at 16 years old. We have a cadet program, 16 to 18 years old. I asked him to join. I wanted him to be around it, get the experience, and it looks great on a college resume as well. And that's our pitch to these 16 and 17-year-old
that's great.
Kids coming up that are juniors and seniors in high school. We have a cadet program there at the fire department, and they're always looking for volunteer hours. They're looking for community service. This is a great way to get kids involved. We have a really good group of younger members.
Yeah, if you want to push that, go ahead. If you want to.
Yeah, we have a really good group of younger members right now at the fire department. The thing is, volunteerism across the country is down almost 20%.
Is it really?
Yep. And 2/3 of the fire departments across the country are volunteer. So volunteerism's down, and right at the time where the call volume is increasing for everybody. Everybody around here, as the call volume is increasing.
Why do you think it's down, volunteerism?
There's a bunch of different reasons. Training, commitment. It's just a lot to be a member. There's a lot of training you have to do, a lot of classes, and people are just busy now.
Or they could be a little nervous.
People are a lot busier than they ever used to. Mom used to be home, Dad used to work. Now both parents work. So both parents have to help out with getting the kids to practice in soccer and basketball. So people just don't have the free time that they used to. So it's difficult. So we're always looking for members. All the departments around here are looking for members.
And where can they reach out, Columbia, to how do they reach out if they want to become a member?
Columbia, we have a Facebook page.
Okay.
So you can go right there, or go right to our website, columbiafire5.org, and you can request an application right online from there.
Is there a certain age group you like to?
Well, we're looking, like I said, we start at 16 years old in Columbia, so 16 to 17 are cadets. So there's certain restrictions that a cadet can and can't do that are laid out by the state of Connecticut and by our department. So time frames, overnights, school is the most important thing, and we tell them that when they join. School is the most important thing. They have to finish high school and finish high school well. But in their free time, we love having them. We love showing them what it's all about. They can get involved. They can take classes at the Connecticut Fire Academy at 16 and 17 years old. And then from there, they can become full members. if they decide to hang out and stay in town. And we know we're going to lose people to college and they move away, but
Plus, I'm sure there's a great camaraderie, as you've probably.
so those are the benefits of joining a volunteer fire department, right? Your family expands,
Yep.
tenfold. There's just everybody in town, everybody at the firehouse is a family. We joke around together, we laugh together, and when it's time to work and be serious, then we work and be serious together.
Scott Haddad's with us, episode 37 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM, Willimantic Today Facebook. Brought to you by Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. Let's go back to, I want to circle back to where you said it really wasn't the career I chose. Talk
Correct.
about that.
Yep, when we came back from Phoenix in 1990, I was still only 18 years old. Bounced around to a bunch of different jobs here and there, and then in 2004 actually, 1996, I was still working in a coatings company in a warehouse. But then in 2004, the public safety bug finally got me, where I was hired at Talon County 911 as a 911 dispatcher.
That's what I remember. I remember you were doing that.
Yeah, and that really grabbed me.
What grabbed you about doing dispatch?
Just being able to help people, just being able to send these fire departments out, answering 911. You never know what that next call is going to be.
It's kind of a rush.
It can be adrenaline, but at the same time, as a dispatcher, you have to stay completely calm because they're looking for help, and you have to be the calm voice.
That's got to be tough. I'm sure you got
some people
stories.
are better at it than others.
Wow.
But
Can you recall? I don't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Any particular story from your dispatch days?
yeah.
Where I don't know. You got any story off the top of your head?
One that got documented was a gentleman called up from Ellington, and his mother was choking, and didn't even know it was his mother. He just said she's choking, and we stay on the phone with callers now. We do EMD. It's emergency medical dispatching, where we can actually do an intervention on the phone while the ambulance and fire department are on the way. So the most important thing is to get the ambulance on the way, on the road. But in these volunteer towns, and even people that have paid staff, it could take 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes for an ambulance to get to the house. So we stay on the phone and go over a script of exactly what to do
Oh,
for
there's a script?
certain, absolutely,
For certain things.
For certain things, depends on what call type it is what script you go to. So for choking, it's very easy, right? We're going to go right through the Heimlich maneuver, and we're on the phone, and he's trying, and I can hear her gasping in the background. And I told him, I said, you're going to have to pick her up. She was choking on a croissant. She was eating, she was choking. I said, you have to pick her up and keep it. He said, it's not working. And I said, you have to keep trying. Because we can't just give up and wait for the ambulance to get there. It's going to be too late. So you have to keep trying. You get behind her, and you do the Heimlich. And
Did he know how to do the Heimlich?
Yep, well, I talked him through it on the phone. And he put the phone down, and I hear him talking, and 1, 2, 3, and I hear her gasp for air. She spit it out. Yep, and I sat her back down, and he gets back on the phone. And I said, so who is this lady? And he says, it's my mom. And I was like, oh my goodness, you just did that to your mom. She's like 90 years old.
She was like 90?
Yeah.
I got anxiety just from listening to that story.
Yeah.
What's going through your head?
It was great.
After, I know, you got to be thinking, oh my God, I think
Yeah.
you saved somebody's life pretty much.
Well, you
helped
hope,
that person.
you never know. We helped, at the time, would the ambulance get there on time? They were on their way, so hopefully they still would have been able to get there if we couldn't get it up, But yeah, that's the thrill of being a 911 dispatcher, staying on the phone and actually helping somebody out in their time of need.
Now, how many years did you do the dispatch thing in?
So I was in Talon County for 12 years.
Okay.
And I left there as the operations director when an opportunity came up at Yukon. So now I'm the emergency communications manager and the manager of the 911 center at Yukon since 2016. So I'm approaching 8 years there.
So you're still doing
Still
that?
doing 911, going on 20 years.
Oh my God! Along with your chief duties, or?
The chief duties is the volunteer portion.
That's
of it.
right.
We do get a stipend, for being chief or for a certain amount of calls we go on. There is some benefits, but it is not what pays the bills. It is not what sends the kids to college.
That's right, because it's the volunteer.
This is a volunteer department that we do because we love our community. We love to help people. And we want to keep that place open and running with volunteers as long as we can.
That's right. So you're still doing the Yukon thing.
Yep.
And I'm glad you brought up, because you're right, the Columbia Fire Department. And I got to go back and ask something about Jonathan and Wyndham as well. I'll get to that in a second. But you guys do a bunch of nice stuff throughout the year. You're very active in the community. You want to name some of the stuff you guys do?
We do the parade here on Main Street, Willimantic, that Josh Niles from Wyndham Center puts on every year. The light parade, we love doing that. And then recently we've been doing a lot of recruitment drives because that's where we are. If we can't, we got to get new people in. So we just recently this summer had a recruitment event down at the Maine Moose. We work very closely with the folks there. They're really good to us in Columbia. And we had fire departments from Lebanon, Coventry, Andover, Hebron, and the Wyndhams, as well as Columbia, come down for that event. We tore up a car in front of people.
Wow.
We had a good event. Did we get a lot of applications sent out from it? As many as we do when we sit at our firehouse, and a few here and there. Do they pan out? It's hard. People
Right.
just don't have the time. So, but it's nice to do an event like that where we're out in the public eye.
And I think you also do around the holidays a Toys for Tots with a mutual. I don't know if you know that well. A girl I went to school with, Heather Van Dyke Cardona,
Yes.
I think her name
Yes.
is. And she also, I can't think of the. She sadly had her daughter pass away. I think you guys
Correct.
do something with the Toys for Tots.
We do. It's for Wayme actually.
That's right, Wayne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Megan's Place.
Megan's Place.
Yeah,
Thank you.
at,
Yeah.
at Wayme. We do a toy drive every year with the state police. State police has the Toys for Tots, and we do it for Megan's Place. But there's enough toys coming in where we split them up for everybody.
Now, if people want to get involved with doing stuff with you within the community, the Columbia Fire Department, same thing. They go reach out on Facebook.
Reach out on Facebook on a Wednesday evening. We're there every Wednesday evening, starting at 7 o'clock. Sunday mornings, 10 to noon. We're there. Whether it's drill, training, meetings.
Oh, that's good to know. So you're
we're
there
there.
certain times.
Come in any Wednesday, any Sunday morning. But if you don't live in Columbia, if you live in Willimantic, the Wyndhams are always looking for members. You can join North Wyndham, Wyndham Center, South Wyndham, Lebanon, Hebron, Coventry, Andover. Everybody's looking for members.
And that leads me to my next question, which I want to go back to. Are all the fire departments, as you just named too, along with Columbia, you guys all tight?
Yes.
I know you're all out there,
Yep.
it's all benefiting, helping people all throughout Eastern Connecticut. But I guess that leads me back to another question. Why is Jonathan with Wyndham when he does he just want to go out and why is he in Columbia?
So Jonathan started his career, we'll call it, in Mansfield Fire Department at 14 years old.
Okay.
Mansfield Fire Department with the Boy Scouts had a 14 to 16-year-old
Wow.
group. I'm not sure if they still do. But then at 16 years old, he came over to Columbia, where he's from, with me there,
Right.
and came in as a cadet. And then he became a full member when he turned 18, but Willimantic is a career fire department.
Oh, I got you.
So that's his career.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's his career, and Willimantic
That's
for
right.
this community and for the area
I
does
forget,
great.
yeah.
A great fire department, great group of guys, and they supplement us. So when there's a fire,
Yeah.
we can't do it alone. So we end up with other towns coming in, and Willimantic for us in Columbia is automatic.
It's great,
So we
huh?
know we're getting a big group of guys coming in, well trained.
You guys all work together. And I
Yeah.
see the stuff that Jonathan posts, and he's very active in the Willimantic Fire Department.
I think he's going to be their social media specialist.
He's up there with Scrivener. I'll tell you, Scrivener's he's all over Facebook too.
It's nice to get that stuff out, though.
Yeah, and it's very, the community loves to see it and they love to be in touch and it keeps everyone up to date. And also, I wanted, where does he want to go from here, Jonathan? Does he like, obviously he loves his home area.
Yep.
Does he ever talk about, I think I want to, maybe move out of Connecticut or...
Not 100% sure where he's going to
I
end
know
up.
you and Becky don't want to see that. You and
No.
Becky want him around here.
We want him to stay.
You hear that, Jonathan?
Okay.
Stay home.
Yeah, stay home. Yeah. At some point, the grandkids and everything, we don't want to have to travel out to Phoenix to visit them. But no, Jonathan has no plans on leaving Willimantic.
We don't
right
want him
now.
to leave either. Yeah,
He's
got a
just
bright
there.
future.
He's there learning and loving it. So where it takes him, we'll see.
And Nick as well. Nick, you call him Nicholas? or
Nicholas.
Nick?
Well, he's Nick.
I
Yeah.
never know if it's Jonathan or Nicholas. As long as I've known you and your family, it's John and Nick.
So
right?
people that we found out that have known our kids since they were born, it's Jonathan and Nicholas. But anybody that met him further on, they go John, because it's easier to write in
Right.
school, John and Nick.
Exactly. All right, I know we're getting right towards the end here. Thank you,
Okay.
J. Matt Rupar. This is the time where I ask my guests, first of all, two quick things. We'll try and squeeze this in. Before I get to the closing thoughts, I wanted to ask you, show some love to your staff there at the Columbia Fire Department. I know you want to go ahead and name a bunch of names. Go right down the line.
It would be tough. It would be tough because there's going to be somebody I'm going to forget. But the reason we're there is because of our past chiefs. So I know The people that put me to where I am today were the past chiefs: Jerry James, Mike Lester, Pete Sarkell, Steve Pistemski. Those were my chiefs. When I started. When I first started, it was Jerry James. When I got elected, when I was elected chief, July 12th, Jerry swore me in. So that was special to me because he was the chief when I first started.
That's awesome.
But the countless men and women on the fire department, from all of the officers that are there to all the members that get up, all the time at 2:00 in the morning, they know who we are. They know who they are. We can't do it without them, and we just we love having them.
Well, as our mutual buddy Tom Brady said yesterday, it's all about team.
It's all about team.
And that's what Scott's saying.
You can't do it yourself.
It's all about team and the passion. And now, any closing thoughts before we wrap up?
No, again, just thank you. Thank you for having me. Love being here. Appreciate it. Thank you. And if anybody out there is thinking about volunteering, just get to your local firehouse. Everybody needs help, so join now.
Chief Scott Haddad.
Yep.
Go way back with this guy. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
I've known him since second grade. When I saw that in the paper, I'm like, yes, he's chief. We can call him chief now. So you heard the man. Reach out on the Facebook page, right? If you want to help out or be a part of the Columbia Volunteer Fire Department. That'll wrap things up for episode 37. I know we're running a little late. Sorry, J. Matt Rupar. Thank you to Liberty Bank. Be community kind. Thank you to J. Matt Rupar. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. In the words of the great Roddy McCumber,
bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice. Or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.